No, I'm dumping out of all this. It's not going well at all because I don't know the exact track I want to take when making this. So yeah, so we are creating and trying to get Anthropolises off the ground because essentially, I am an unrealized comedian who just didn't have the right circumstances, the right effort, the right timing, money, opportunity, whatever, doesn't matter. But and my long-suffering wife, who sits through my rants and tangents and commentaries on so many different situations. So we've just decided to start putting our voice out there because we don't like a lot of what we're seeing unfolding in our nation's operations, and a lot of the ways that we're treating one another as a body populace at this point. So I've seen a lot of comedians kind of taking a position that I like in the way that they're pushing back, and I think that's appropriate because I have long said and heralded that comedians perform an important service to the ecosystem of society. I've always noted, and I'm sure it's not an original thought. I'm sure it's nothing I came up with. I'm sure I picked this up in the background or foreground of someone's comments or conversations that I've just latched onto. So, but I don't know who I would credit it to. But I'm not trying to take credit myself. But I've always held the belief that comedians are essentially the court jesters for society. Right, and I think it's the court jester's job to hold the mirror up to the king or the court or the aristocracy or the elites or the government or the lever pullers, whatever you want to call it. Society in and of itself sometimes needs a mirror held up to it so that society can see its warts, so that people can react and change and become better. And that's a big thing that we're going to need to be seeing a lot of in the upcoming future. People are going to need to be better, which shouldn't be a problem because we're an amazing fucking creature. All right, there's nothing you could never sell this creature short on its abilities because it's endless. We do great when we collaborate, when we combine our efforts. We can go to the moon. There's nothing that stops us. But you have certain operational beliefs that people hold, and they think that democracy is dying right now, or they think that fascism is going to take over, and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. A paper ballot has never been your vote, or in modernity, an electric ballot, whatever, I don't care. Metaphorically, the ballot has never been your voice. People like to cite fancy poetry and historical quotes and whatnot, with things along the lines of, the consent of the governed and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Every place, every state, every nation, every empire, every dynasty, that's a moot statement. Every place has everything is always operated only at the consent of the governed, right? Because there are millions of us, 10 of them. Right? There are hundreds of millions of us, there are 1,000 of them. There are billions of us. There's maybe 1 million of them. It's always been governance by the approval of the governed. The thing that people are forgetting is that there's always, all throughout history, there's these dotted let them eat cake moments as the easiest shorthand to bring to your mind what I'm trying to elicit. These let them eat cake moments where, the masses rise up and kill some or all of the elite to whatever extreme that it ends up happening and whatnot. It happens all throughout history. My point being, the masses will allow so much and then they won't. Our hope here is that we can convince everybody to do the right thing going forward, moving as we are stepping forward into some pretty big existential changes, and a lot is going to happen. A lot of people are going to get laid off. A lot of people are going to need help. A lot of people are going to need comfort. You know, people are going to need to figure out what is their place going forward in this new future. A lot of people are going to be scared. So we're going to be here trying to make as many comments as we can to make people hopefully laugh occasionally. We're going to try and point out some of the ridiculousness of getting super hyped up and frustrated and or agitated about certain things, and some things that people should be getting more agitated about and hyped up about. We'll make a lot of comments using social media references and televisual arts references. We like to use that as the medium for our storytelling. Mostly because it helps us keep a little anonymity to the real people, characters in our lives that we know and can relate some of these media references to. But don't get us wrong, you'll hear plenty about our friends and family as well. But it'll be interesting, and we hope, our biggest hope is that we as a species can go through this next social evolutionary change with as little death and destruction as possible. Because let's not kid ourselves, people. We are good at so many things, and death and destruction is right up there with them. So hopefully we will convince the calmer people in the rooms to, hopefully we will help them prevail. Because we have so many good, amazing things on the horizon, and I don't think we're going to want to miss out on them. And as a species, we will enjoy massive benefits to pretty much everyone if we can get through this time. So we're hoping that we will be able to help change for a positive, and that we can do our part to properly spread information that needs to be spread, and to help stop information that needs to be stopped. Nobody's perfect. We're all just starting to add to a massive ecosystem that will help, I'm hoping, smooth out the rough edges of extremism on both ends. So that we as a species and the peoples can get through this not only safely, but enjoyably. So we're looking forward to it. We're hoping that we don't let you down too often with our mistakes in our little skits and bits that we do. A lot of it is off the cuff. So we look forward to interacting with you guys. We look forward to hearing your comments. We look forward to feedback, right? Because we are brand new to this, and we want to get better at it, and we want to get better at engaging with you and with our various different audiences in the different ways and places that we will be connecting with them. So I hope you bring us along. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is ridiculous. Sometimes when you got to get out of one of these videos, I just can't ever figure out a fucking way out of it. So I'm going to go into this goofball, pedantic, ranting dumbass that I'd like to do, and say, you know what? If we don't all fucking die, the world's going to be awesome 10 years from now. I can guarantee you that. Take care.